A serger and a coverstitch machine are both specialty sewing machines designed to make it easier for you to work more creatively. Both have a lot of stitching functions and features to add that special touch to your work. While they have their unique features and qualities, and might even have similar appearances, they do have a number of differences between them as well. What is the difference between a coverstitch machine and a serger? Sergers can take between 3 to 8 thread combs at once, and they have loopers, which loop the thread around the fabric's edge to prevent fraying. They also have blades which trim the fabric, so that the thread can loop neatly. But a coverstitch only has a looper but not the blade. Coverstitch machines can use up to 3 threads, or even more. Sergers can be used for seam finishing, and they are great for sewing many knits, because the stitch is constructed in a way that they are inherently stretchy. Although, it's still very possible to sew knits, and also finish seams in the absence of a serger. A coverstitch machine can, on its own, be used for creating a chain stitch, which can make a very strong seam if it's properly knotted. Differences between a coverstitch machine and a serger. Time. An overlocker or serger is designed in a way that, and serge the edge of the fabrics, it also trims the edges. It is therefore able to do 2 things at a time. This dual operation is a key to saving time, and is a major difference between a serger and a coverstitch machine. Work area. The work area needed for a coverstitch machine is larger than the work area needed for a serger. A serger's working area is on the left side of the sewing needle. The side cover is usually smaller, and the needle plate is narrower. Although, many newer models of sergers also require larger work areas. Coverstitch machines have 1 looper to thread, because to make a coverstitch, just 1 bottom thread is enough. But sergers, on the other hand, have 2 loopers. However, they can also work with 1 looper, and use just 2 threads at the top and the bottom. The coverstitch machine is designed in such a way that it produces 2 lines of stitches, which makes the finish on hems more visible. Also, the machines are able to sew fabrics, very much like the traditional sewing machine. The machine housing and the right-hand needle on a serger has very little space between them, compared to coverstitch machines. Most sergers have just 2 needles, although older models have just 1, but the coverstitch machine usually has 3 needles. However, there are newer models of sergers that give you the option to use 3 or 4 needles. Serger machines have 2 cutting knives that are meant to trim the uneven edges of the fabric as you stitch. This creates an even working area for you. But coverstitch machines, on the other hand, have none. Final thoughts. A coverstitch does a great job of hemming. It really holds its shape, and is good for light-duty items. It's also much faster to sew as it only uses 1 thread. A serger machine sews knits without fail, but it is slower and more expensive. Overall, both machines offer similar functionality, and can be used in a similar manner, and you may find yourself buying both machines.